Hey y'all, just gonna show you this real fast. Might see if I put one of these together, but as you can see I got a pair of GRS Lex-C 8-inch lights. These came from an eBay seller out in South Carolina, so I think these are from the Southern Railway. Well, these will have been used by the Southern Railway. Though, probably like the early 80s. Though, as you can see, I do have them disassembled as I've been working on them, because they're pretty dirty. In fact, this guy right here was, I want to say, was full of cobwebs when I first opened them up. But I mean, these are pretty neat lights. They were definitely made by the late GRS. As you can see on the back here, this is the newer GRS logo. Here's the inside. They're pretty much entirely plastic, which makes them really lightweight. So they're a pretty neat little design. Though I'd say if I were to compare them to a traffic light, the comparison I'd make would be the GE Streamline for not just the weight, but also the quality. Because I have heard complaints about the fact that these are pretty fragile. And while these are in really good shape, I mean, they do appear to at least be mostly original. I mean, as you can see, this guy is a bit damaged. And when you look at the right around the latch there, and you can just compare the two. And this guy has a bolt on him that you can't, you might be able to see it there. You can see it's rotting. That bolt is, I might replace that, but they're in pretty good shape. Even when they're fully assembled, they're really lightweight. Though looking at the inside of these two, I'm not sure which parts here are original or not. Because I mean, this one, as you can see, is blue. This one appears to be clear, but those guys definitely are yellowed, and these guys also appear to be blue. So I don't know if that's just simply the color of the plastic or what. But yeah, just probably see about bringing these inside. As you can see, I also pulled the wire connectors up to the top there, so I'm going to see about making some wires to go from those connectors directly to the flasher relay I got. And then over here we got, I'm going to show you the front half. This guy over here, the background's slightly warped, but or at least one of these has a slightly warped background, but they're still in really good shape. I thought these are all just one piece, but at least on these 8-inch ones, the background is indeed a separate piece that is attached onto the front. But as you can see, the lens is indeed just molded there into the front half of it, pretty much. And the pins here, a bit of an interesting thing about them. And you can see right there is where you'd be able to lock it, in addition to latching it. And there's nothing really holding the pins on or not, so I mean, if I just carefully put this on, because I mean, as you can see, it doesn't really like to close unless it's perfectly on, and even if it's up all the way, yep, there we go. Yeah, okay, I got this one on without much issue. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it likes to fit in there perfectly, but yeah, you can see that's how it looks together. Just holding it up here. These are pretty interesting. I mean, sorry I'm just rambling a bit. I haven't really thought too much to say about these, but they are pretty neat. They're lightweight, so because I mean they are pretty much entirely plastic. But I mean, unless you get this part right here, it doesn't like to close properly. So I could see, because I mean the only thing that's holding those in is that in when it's open is gravity. So I mean, if say one of these were to get whacked and not snapped off, because they also tend to get quite fragile in use, being exposed to heat thaw cycles especially, then if I understand, then you'd have the and we're entangled, right? You'd run a significant risk of this part just completely falling off. That's how fragile the latches are as well. It's probably why a few have come open in real life. out on like abandoned crossings and such, and they can find out, well, I guess quote unquote in the wild, as some people call it. Then there's also the lens design, which is not really too good because the fact it's just molded on the front there, it has to be angled downwards. So it's pretty much just a flat plane, so that way it acts as a bit of a visor. But then you have the main issue of the fact that it really does not spread the light all that well coming out of it. You pretty much have to look at head on, and for it to, I've noticed, for it to light up all that well. So, and then there's just simply the fact that due to the fact, because it's not really, like I said, it's not a regular lens, which has a bit of a concave shape, I want to say it's called. It's either concave or convex, forget the exact term. Probably gonna serve that squirrel out there, but it does not really hold it, but that helps spread the light better from what I understand, if I recall correctly. Well, I guess helps aim the light. This, you don't really have much of an aim with the light, but it is a pretty nice piece, so I am glad to have these. These always have like the look of GRS Lex-C's, even if they are a poor design. Same at the GE Streamlines. So yeah, just thought I'd show you all these before I got them wired up, because I'm probably about to go eat. But these were used by several railroads, like for example I know Conrail and Southern Railway both used them. Conrail, I want to say, used them more in the 70s, and Southern was late 80s, around the time they were forming Norfolk Southern with the Norfolk and Western, because they were experimenting with a lot of stuff to see what they wanted to use, what the new Norfolk Southern would want to use. And so a few of these got put into guns. So a good few of these were installed, though not many survive. I mean, here in Alabama we don't have any more of these 8-inch ones anymore. They're only 12-inch. But there's some in Chattanooga. But Conrail is also another big user. There was also one railroad out west in like the Plain States, I want to say, that used the 12-inch version at least, because I have seen some surviving in Kansas. I want to say a few other survivors have popped up around that area as well, but vast majority. So, I mean, the 8-inch ones I want to say are just slightly more common, partly due to how much Conrail used them. But yeah, just thought I'd show, I mean, sorry about the ramblingness of this video, but I thought I'd just show y'all these. And yeah, over and out.